catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no. Friends and the foes, the Butlers and the Herro. You can feel it in your soul, but when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah! Welcome to the Basement Sports Network post-game show. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd. And since we played the lowly Detroit Pistons today, we felt like it was only necessary to give you guys one other panelist with me. So we enlisted the services of my guy, George, the only man equipped for the job. George, how you doing today?
Fan-fucking-tastic. It's been a very good day. We employed another Australian. I
don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. We've had a spaces about that earlier. There's a YouTube video up here. So if you want to check that out, make sure you do that. While all 90 of you in here, make sure you like this video. If you're not already subscribed to the Basement Sports Network, make sure you do that shit too. Yeah. Let's go on to this game. Miami pulled out a 118-110 victory and also pulling up to work one time for the one time. My boy Hot Take Harrison. Harrison, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just laying in bed, so I had my camera on. I look like shit, so I didn't want to turn it on, but yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm glad the Heat won, and I thought I'd pull up and talk to you guys for a bit.
Another motherfucker in the basement, closer to 40. I love it. Happy pre-birthday, Harrison, because I might forget by the time I wake up tomorrow. I just want to make sure y'all shout out Harrison in the comment section. Make sure y'all tell my boy happy birthday. Follow him at Hot Take Harry on Twitter and give him a shout out over there as well. But yeah, want to talk about this 118-110 game against the Detroit Pistons. We won, so there's that. You know what I'm saying? But this game was not without its irritations. I thought in the first half, both Jimmy and Bam looked fucking absurd. Like they didn't look like they took this game seriously. None of the team really, except for Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin in the first half. But like this team just looked like they thought they were going to come in here and kick the Pistons' ass and get on about their day. It was just an ugly ass game. So before we take another step forward in this conversation, want to welcome my dog, member of the Kane Gang, my dog, New. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're doing stupendous. George, I'm going to throw it to you first, bro. Give me your thoughts on the game, bro.
We kind of sucked. Again. It's completely fine. It happens. Regular season stuff, you know. But you've seen this happen 82 games a season for the last 5 years. It's just been mediocre. It's a mediocre game. I can't really say much about it. Caleb Martin has provided a lot more than we thought he would. Well, at least I thought he would. Over the last 4 or 5 games, he's really stepped up. Duncan looks good in the starting lineup, starting to get his rhythm back. Bam looks like shit. I won't lie. As he should have been cooking down there, but he just against Isaiah Stewart, Thompson, and Duran, he just didn't play that well. But yeah, they did. They absolutely fucking destroyed him. But hey, Jimmy's a 3-point scorer, so that's all that needs to know. I mean, that's all that we have to rely on now is him to be able to shoot 45% from 3 every game on 7 attempts, and we should be all right.
Yeah, somebody was mentioning the 3-point shooting in the fourth quarter. They were absolutely abysmal from 3-point line, like in that last quarter. Harry, what were your thoughts on the game tonight, bro?
Yeah, just another performance where they play down to their opponents. I mean, you remember they barely beat Detroit in the first game of the season. They escaped and they won by 1 point. Pistons could have easily won that game. They missed they missed a shot with a few seconds left. Yeah, they're just good at disappointing. I think I don't know if they don't get it, but like if they could blow out teams, they could rest Jimmy and Bam in the fourth. That'll help like moving forward. The fact they have to play every fourth quarter of these clutch games, like yes, they know they can win when it matters, but it also means that they've played a lot more minutes than other teams have played, right? Like these teams that blow out opponents have a bit more time to rest game to game. And I think I looked at the schedule. The Heat played the Pistons 2 more times in Detroit in like within the next 11 days. Like it'd be nice to blow these guys out. They are not trying to win. They have no like.
We're losing one of those games, Harrison.
Yeah, there's just like no benefit for them winning. It's like let's just blow them out, move on, play Orlando Robinson because we want to, not because we feel like we have to. Also, all of our backup bigs are terrible, so maybe we'll talk about it later. But like the fact that we, if Kevin Love is not playing, and Bam was struggling, like George was mentioning, we just don't have size, and that's a problem. Like, yes, Detroit's not good, but they do have decent big men. Like Jalen Duren is. I don't know what his numbers are. I feel like he probably gives guys some issues on the other end. He's long, he's young, he's athletic. I think, Bam's had issues with guys of that like caliber, stature, and it would be great if he had gotten over it in this, time in his career. But I don't know. He tends to just like not play that great against athletic bigs. Do you see the same thing, or is that just am I the only one noticing that?
No, you're not. So, guys like all the guys that Detroit have really are type of guys that seem to present a problem for Bam, even to like a lesser extent. Like he was having some problems with Precious Achiuwa for a little while when he was over there in Toronto. But yeah, I think the longer athletic bigs do give Bam a little bit of issue, bro, because they're already taller than he is, and they can just kind of like recreate some of the things that he does in terms of his athleticism. To Harry's point, like it would be nice to blow out a team like Detroit. Tonight we needed heroics from Jimmy Butler to win this game, bro. Talk a little bit about what you saw from the game, and then you can lead us off in the Jimmy Butler conversation.
It was cool. I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember what you said. I was reading the chat. My fault.
No. It's cool. Just talk about the game and then talk about Jimmy Butler needing to save Miami against Detroit.
It's like Harry said, they play down to their competition, and that's why, for as quote unquote dangerous as this team is against anybody in the playoffs, it's also why it's a danger for them as well. Because with the exception of Denver, I truly believe this team could beat anybody, and I truly believe this team could lose to anybody for 4 games. Like, it could go one way or another. That 3-point shooting in the fourth, I didn't see it, but Harry said it was bad. I believe you, because them niggas can't shoot.
This confused me.
I don't know what Drew Smith looked like, so I can't say if he was on the bench or not.
Okay, continue.
He was there according to the photo that we saw. I don't know why. I guess they haven't officially cut him yet, so they gave him like his last like hurrah. I guess he was like his last wish as a Heat was to watch them barely beat the Pistons, so they granted it to do.
Again, you kept turning your camera on and off. I didn't know if you wanted to be up here or not. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, we had to let elites on the stage at all times. My boy Kane Kendall done fucked up. Kendall, what's going on, gang?
Man, I'm living, you know what I'm saying? The boy out here, you know what I'm saying? Because he got another win. Offense clicking. Offense clicking. This that ain't this that lineup that we was asking for, no?
Come on now. The Heat have won, I think what it is, they're 8 of their last 10 games they've won, and this lineup has started
4, I think.
4 games?
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah. And the only game this starting unit has lost to is Denver. So yeah, like
Denver Nuggets in a close one.
Yeah.
Like, hey, some things are What's understood ain't got to be explained, but allow me to. I am not gonna stop hitting this nail until it's in its coffin. This is your starting lineup for the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. And hey, I ain't gonna say it, but yeah, it was a good win tonight.
Boy, I said it for you.
I didn't really like the defense, but at the same time, it did feel like I'm not really surprised because of the Pistons and their length on the wings, and especially in the front court, because you have Isaiah Stewart was guarding Jimmy, doing a great job. Like Jalen Duren was guarding Bam, doing a great job. And to Harry's point, like he does tend to struggle with, I would say, athletic bigs that are taller than him. Like same size, he can do his thing. John Collins, you know what I'm saying? That's an athletic big, but Aaron Gordon, he took him down on the block and did what he had to do against them. Those guys are similar sizes, but those set like 6'11", 7-footers, obviously, he struggles with. But to his credit, he did not let that shit on God. He did not let that shit deter him. And I find it so interesting that, like, I seen like the timeline kind of crying when it came to Bam, and it was like, oh, you struggling? But it's like, yo, y'all want this guy to be so good, but y'all don't treat him as good as he really is. It's like, if he struggles in a half, all right. He came out and he turned that shit right around. Like, if y'all think he a star, let him be a star. Like, guys, get going. But I just want to give a major shout out to Caleb Martin, bro. Like, Caleb Martin
gotta
on
respect
point
it.
right now. Like, Caleb's at a point where he is, like, when he going, he goes, but he is not. His tunnel vision has like stopped. He doesn't have that tunnel vision anymore. Like, he's making plays. Him and Duncan, bro. Like, it's good stuff, and it was a good one. Yeah, Jimmy needed to kind of, I wouldn't say save him. I just think Jimmy had to be a superstar down the stretch. Like, and that's what he get paid to do. And the Miami Heat, y'all need to stop letting that man do whatever the fuck he want, because there was no reason, not one reason in hell, why Duncan Robinson should have been doing that post game.
Yeah, but I think you make a good point about the Bam stuff, because it's like, it shows how much people forget that defense is half the game, because even on bad nights, Bam is usually given 110% on the defensive end. So even if he's struggling, like,
he was bad defensively tonight too, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like you
that
thought
boy Jaden Ivey waved off a screen to take Bam 1-on-1 and got the soft lay. I said, oh, this is the type of night this is tonight? Okay, young fella.
Yeah, listen, again, a guy can have like if tonight was Bam's bad night, okay, but I guess my point is, like, I think that's why we get more frustrated with other guys, because usually with this Heat team, like, if you get a bad name, I don't think I should mention his name, he didn't play tonight, but if, like, you get a bad game from that guy, he's not giving you anything on the other end either. So it's like, okay, what are you giving us at all? Or, Duncan from years past.
There's no reason to talk about DeLon Wright like that, Harry. But
Yeah,
continue.
I didn't mean, I like
DeLon. What did Josh Richardson do to you, Harrison?
Yeah, I think that's what we kind of forget about, right? Like, Duncan in years past would, like, be a turnstile on defense and then couldn't make a three, and you're like, okay, what's he giving you? At least this season, like, he seems like our best pick and roll option. Like, he's doing other things on the court, and I just think, like, I don't know. I think what happens is we get so frustrated at, like, a guy we're expecting, like, night in, night out. I mean, we could talk about the fact that the Celtics blew a 20-point lead to the Cavs against Dean Wade tonight. Like, teams are going to have bad games in the regular season. It's just about, like, I would prefer the Heat to not struggle against the bottom five, teams that do not want to win. Like, at
bottom
home.
two.
Bottom two. Yeah, it's them and the Wizards, where Kyle Kuzma was like, "Oh, I don't want to be that team, brother. You are that team, and you didn't want to leave that team." So you got to beat those teams. I think we are playing the Wizards fairly soon too. So you have to really punish these teams, and they should be blowouts. And if they're not blowouts, like I want to feel better after the game, and I don't feel that way when we escape against the Pistons.
So with this game, like I look at it like this, like it's the Pistons, so naturally they didn't I don't know, they didn't come out with the requisite energy to kind of blow this team out. But I'm looking at this as holistically, bro. Like the Heat are kind of putting together a nice little run. And so like that to me, like find a way to win these games and continue to stack wins. But maybe because Tyler Herro's out, just being honest with you. Dan the Film Gym with the $5 don't know. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. He said, Monty Williams is such a garbage coach. Poor Cade Cunningham. That boy needs to find a way to get the hell out of Detroit. I agree with the second half. I don't agree with the first half.
We're not gonna let you slander that black man like that.
Come on, brother. Especially after his wife died, brother, you need to have more respect. He didn't. Monty Williams is not a bad coach. Monty Williams is a damn good coach. That's just a very young team. And it's got a lot of young players who try and do things like gamble for steals and shit like that. They're bad defensively. But yeah, that's not a Monty Williams thing. I think they'll get better as they kind of like get them some veterans around them on that roster. Let's talk about some of these individual performances. I want to start with Duncan Robinson because Duncan Robinson was the guy who started the game. When we couldn't get no offense going, Duncan got us going early on in the game. So Kendall, I'll come to you first. Talk about Duncan Robinson tonight, bro.
Yeah, I just added his new nickname to the bottom of my thing. Duncan Robinson is now known as the connector. It is simple, bro. Like I'm not gonna put it past and I'm not gonna not give him the credit he deserves when it comes to just the fluidness of the offense because he's in the game, bro. Everybody got off. And I know Harry, with us not blowing out the Pistons and it's a concern, yeah, but what I'm not really concerned about is that we blew them out. We didn't blow them out, but it was an offensive game against the Jazz as well. If we had games against those two teams where it was 97, 92 type shit, I would be bothered. But putting up 126 and 118, bro, this kind of remind me of that night, the first year of Jimmy Butler, of this build, I was just saying to make it faster. And Duncan Robinson, bro, I think he got probably 35% to do with that, bro. Him in the development of his game, bro. I don't care, bro. He should. We've been saying it for a while. He should be starting. He should be playing the majority of the minutes at the two, unless he in foul trouble or he's getting his face fucking sauteed. That move that he did to Buddy, that man gonna be an elite defender in this league. He's a good defender now. Yeah. I think he's just on a bad team that doesn't have good defenders. Bro, he went. I thought he just did a
I thought he just smitted him.
I thought he hesitates and dribbled, bro. He hesitated behind his legs, bro, behind the back, behind the legs, bro, and came back. Boy was on one, and it's not just 4-9 no more. Like Harry said, you get more from dude. 4 assists and 18 points, bro. I'm starting to look at these games where it's Bam has 1 assist, Bam has 2 assists. I think Bam's assist total is in high scoring games for us is a good indicator of how good our guards are playing and our wings, I guess you could say, Jimmy too. Because he had 8, Duncan had 4, Terry had 7, and I think Duncan got a lot to do with that. And the connector, that's what I'm calling him. Hashtag.
I like the connector as a name, brother. Because you're absolutely correct. He connects one part of this, he connects all parts of this roster together based on the different things that he's able to do now. Dribbling the ball past defenders and shit like that, bro. Putting moves on people, legitimately, scoring,
keeping the team off the defense off balance, bro. He has a subtlety to it. It's not just I'm going to try to shoot it.
It's not forced.
Yes,
it's not forced. it felt like yeah, he shot quite a bit in the first quarter to kind of get the team out the snide, but like it felt like it was appropriate. And when other guys started getting it going, he scaled it back. Duncan ended up taking 11 shots tonight, bro. Like, shit was just kind of crazy. Want to thank the dude Shark for the $4.99. Don't know. They said, don't we have the worst shot quality in the league? And don't we force our opponents to have the worst shot quality? That's your equation to close games. The reason that Miami has the worst shot quality in the league is because they take a fuck ton of mid-range shots. And that's like, they're one of the highest mid-range jump shooting teams in the league. And I think that's kind of what it is. But Miami does generate a lot of good looks too. Like, for the most part, you can get a lot of wide open looks from the corner and shit like that. Miami's offense naturally generates that. New, want to go back around to Duncan Robinson. Want to hear your thoughts on kind of on Buddy's game tonight.
He was cool. I don't know. Maybe it's like a little bit of PTSD with Duncan for me. I'm waiting for the other foot shoe to drop, bro. Like, I'm so prepared for like Tyler to come back and start and Duncan start shooting 3 for 15 or something. Like, it's like, you know how like you know when somebody has like a crazy streak going in basketball, like a field goal kicker, they got a crazy streak going. You're not supposed to mention it before he do the next kick. Like, I feel like that's what we got to do with Duncan. Like, stop saying the nigga been good or he gonna stop being good. Like, I'm so afraid that he gonna get to the playoffs and forget how to play basketball again.
No, that has happened to us before with Duncan Robinson.
That's why I'm like, bro, I don't even want to acknowledge it. Like, you just was like, talk about Duncan. I really was going like ignore your question, but I'm like, let me not do that. But bro, I'm so weary of giving Duncan Robinson credit because I feel it. He's gonna get consistent minutes in the playoffs, and then we're gonna be like, all right, bro. Somebody get the shooters on the roof because this nigga's not gonna keep playing with us. Like I feel it, man. I cannot allow myself to buy into it. He's been excellent. He should be starting, but I can't. A part of me is I can't give Duncan Robinson credit because the minute I start believing in him, he gonna let me down like a white man.
That's 100% fair. That is 100% fair. And you know that last point you made, just a cherry on top from George. Want to hear your thoughts on Duncan Robinson tonight, and just kind of like overall, like how do we kind of contextualize what Duncan Robinson is giving us versus like how we continue this momentum when Tyler comes back?
I think it's one of those things where you sit down and you just have to picture that Spo has to look at this and say, we're shooting the ball better. We're getting better looks. Other players are getting more involved. You have to see that the piece fits. When it's like I look at it, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and like you finally got the piece that fits. You finished you're getting close to the end, and then Tyler comes back. It's like ripping that fucking piece out and putting like the square one that just doesn't fit. But it's like slamming it. He does like one of these to fucking put the piece in the puzzle, but it doesn't fucking fit. But that's the thing. Like I like the connector. I like the name the connector big time because he does his job and he won't do anything more, in the sense of like he'll not wait for the screens. He'll not do like he'll put something on that isn't there. Tyler will wait for a screen to come. Tyler will wait for an opportunity to present itself and then take an ill-advised shot. The reason why we have one of the worst shot callers in the league as well, it comes down to, I think it's shots close to the end of the shot clock as well, or early in the shot clock actually factors into that as well. And one knows when Tyler plays, you're taking a lot of shots at the end of like either really early in the shot clock, and the ill-advised to pull up threes when the ball movement's not there, and it'll just be a brick. And I see that a lot more with when Tyler plays, but I'm more interested now in to see how Duncan can work if he does get the starting job when Tyler Herro comes back. If the piece fits and Duncan wants to keep playing, and if Spo gives him that opportunity, how will he come and how will he approach that? Knowing that Tyler's coming off the bench.
This feels okay. So not this feels. This is the second time this season that we've kind of been confronted with this exact same scenario. Tyler goes down with an injury. Duncan plays well as a replacement starter. Tyler comes back. Duncan goes back to the bench. Like I don't even want to kind of live in the fantasy world where it's like, yeah, we all feel like Duncan should start, but like I don't want to live in the fantasy world where we continue to think of Duncan Robinson as a starter. He won't
I
be.
think it's
when
more
Tyler Herro
realistic.
gets
I
back.
think it is a realistic possibility, though. I'm not saying it's probable. I'm not
don't.
saying it's likely. I'm saying there is a chance. If the
I
Heat
don't think so.
continue playing well and they continue playing, they're shooting. Look, the Heat were up 1 with 2:40 left, but they were still shooting the three at was it 40, 42 or 43%. It's not the offense's fault. It was pretty damn lackluster defense today. Not taking. It's like not taking full advantage of open paint scoring. Bam didn't really have the best of games in terms of efficiency and shit like that. But I think that you've found something now with this offense that can play consistent enough to give you what you need.
Okay,
Like
so here's part of my trepidation with that entire thing, and I know we're getting off script here a little bit, but it's because I feel like two very large pieces of this puzzle won't be in their same roles come playoff time, and that is Duncan Robinson and Nico, who got ejected tonight for the first time for bullshit. But like, I don't think Nikola Jovic is going to be in the rotation come playoffs, and I don't think Duncan's going to be in the same role as a starter. Harry, what do you kind of like fall on all of this kind of stuff?
Well, I think news concern is valid because we've obviously seen the Duncan Robinson who really has fallen off a cliff before, but also he was pretty decent in the postseason last year. I think that's kind of where it started to turn around for him. He was like cupping his ear to the Boston crowd. I don't know if he knew that's because they would be cheering for white people in Boston, but I think that he kind of got his confidence back, and he's kind of taken that into this season. So, and you guys know how I feel about Duncan Robinson. So, like, I like the connector too. I was thinking like his web connects them all kind of thing. Like they're better when he's out there. It's obvious. The record reflects that. So I think you're right, Royal. Like they're not going to start him when Tyler comes back, but I guess we just need to hope that over time something happens, or fine, it's a regular season thing and they get to the postseason and they're like, why are we struggling? Like, if it's a first round matchup, like, why are we struggling so much? Oh, it's because Duncan's not in. Like, I think he knows. If we decide that it's coming from a higher above thing, that seems stupid to me at this point. Because, like, what did you give Spo $120 million for? Like, I'm pretty convinced this is Tyler's last rodeo. Even if someone could convince me he actually makes the team better when he's out there, he's never out there. Like, I thought that was a good point. I think maybe Dale mentioned it or someone, but we saw a tweet against the Denver game. They're like, oh yeah, they really missed Tyler Herro, that night. They missed him in the finals. Yeah, like that's Tyler's problem. He's not there. So you have all this continuity with Duncan. He plays better with Bam. That's been the dribble handoff. They're a very good two-man game. He spaces the court for everybody else. He's been making other plays. You guys mentioned the play he made tonight. I watched it multiple times. I couldn't believe it happened. Like, it made no sense. And I know he had a move similar against Wemby early in the season, so maybe he just hates rookies or something. But it wasn't like, I don't know. When did he develop this handle? When did he decide, like, I'm not going to be just a shooter anymore? Because he's not going to win it, but he absolutely deserves, like, most improved player votes this season. And they need to keep, like, riding that wave until it doesn't work. Don't, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's where we are with Duncan. Like, ride this out. You're what? I forgot the record now, but you're, like, 20 I don't know, it's like 22-7 when he starts. Like, just keep playing him. You need to rack up the wins and see where you can get before the season's over. And I think it's stupid for them to keep pretending this isn't a real thing at this point.
Yeah, so it's kind of like to Ken Twan's like, why do we act like this winning didn't start with Herro? Say Herro missed the 4. I think Herro's missed 5 games. He didn't play in the Sacramento game or any game after that. But it's not that It's not that people trying to act like Tyler didn't do anything with this win streak. It's just that when you watch this team, bro, when you watch the unit that they've been starting out there, like it feels like it flows better, bro. And it feels like that because the offense is flowing better, bro. That is just a reality. That's not how we wished it was or nothing like that, bro. That's just what it is. And I'm not gonna keep acting like it doesn't exist. Let's move on to some of these. I want to talk about Caleb, bro. Because Caleb is starting to come around.
We're 18-6, by the way, when Duncan starts. We're 18-6 when he starts.
18-6, that's 24 games out of the season.
Almost a third.
Correct.
Of the season,
like,
so
Tyler's on pace to miss 45 games. Like, let's be honest about the situation, bro. Like, the injury history does not. He said it literally looks the same. No, it doesn't.
Bro, he ain't put no money on it. Ignore it.
Correct. You're right. But let's talk about Caleb Martin a little bit because it feels like Caleb Martin started like on everybody's shit list at the beginning of the year. But as of late, he's kind of just come along. And in some ways, he's playing a lot better than he did last year. And he's starting to look like, I say fourth best player, but in many cases, he looks like our third best player. George, I'll start with you this time, bro. Like, what is it that Caleb Martin is doing differently that just kind of looks like his game is just like 10 times better?
He's just being more aggressive when he's on the ball. I feel like he's actually taken sort of that playmaker role when he's on the floor. He's the ball handler, taking up the floor. He's getting more involved than he usually does. Like you don't really see him take the sort of shots he takes, or even make the plays he makes early in the season. I don't know why. I think he's been injured for a lot of the time. He always has some sort of injury, but I don't know, when they needed someone to step up, he really does step up. So it's good to see that he's doing it. I'm still very scared with the sort of contract situation. The fact that the better he plays, the higher of a contract he's going to demand. The fact that he just won't be here next year is just more and more evident. He's just going to get a big contract offer from another team. So this is his farewell tour. This is his final run.
Y'all out y'all rabbit ass mind if y'all don't think the Miami Heat finna pay Caleb Martin, bro. He's getting a contract here, bro. 3 years.
Think they can afford.
He's getting a contract offer here.
Correct. I think they're gonna try and convince him to take less money than he can command on the open market. And he might, just being honest with you, like he might, because this is going to be a bigger role than he's going to have anywhere else. Kendall, what do you kind of stand on Caleb, like kind of asserting himself as like our third, fourth best player? And make sure y'all listen to him and hit that like.
I would give him like Jokic's crazy. He did that one-legged fadeaway 3 shit again.
Bro, that's just what he do, bro.
Yeah. Caleb, I wouldn't put him that high. I would put him fifth. But the thing is, like, I feel like is like Jimmy and Bam they are the 1 and 2. It's interchangeable right now. Then I would put Duncan third, Terry fourth. Just because they're all starting and they're playing more and they're being productive, it's just like Caleb has been like very, very efficient in him playing, and he's been a, shall I say, elite spark off the bench to the offense. Now, not saying he's the only one who could do that, but
I'm saying is he can do it.
He's doing it, and he LL Cool J in that shit. He doing it well. The man, he's hooping and he's making extra passes, and his 3-pointers off catch and shoot. He took a week off an All-Star break, and all of a sudden he became a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, like off the movement too, like a movement catch and shoot 3-point shooter.
Brother, hash threes, corner threes, it don't matter, bro.
Bro, it's like, and it's cool to see. It's cool to see. It just sucks, bro. It just sucks because the new point is gonna fall off a cliff, and that's another guy who's gonna like.
You got more faith. You got more faith in Caleb being able to sustain what he's doing, or Duncan?
Duncan's thing is legitimately, his shit is based off of one thing, bro. When the game starts, is he walking onto the court to help get the offense in rhythm, bro? Like, and himself as well.
And then on top of that, like we've said it a million times, but defense is too ass for Duncan Robinson.
They're scared of him, bro. And now they're scared. I don't think they're scared. They're always scared of his shooting. But now we know that he can put the ball on the ground.
But he's catching niggas off guard.
Right. They don't know that yet. They don't know that yet.
Thompson damn sure ain't know it.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it's like, it was like he drove and the man definitely thought like, okay, he's gonna get away. Like, he's gonna reset off, like bring it back out, reset. Like, no, like, and Caleb as well. Like, I'm not really worried about it. Like, I know George is over there stressing about his contract. Like, bro, he's gone. Like, he's gone from here because it's just like the NBA cut out the middleman. You're not getting paid like well, like, so he's gonna have to take the most that he can, and I don't think that he can afford to like keep him.
I think somebody gonna offer him like $15-16 million a year. And
Yeah, Reed, I saw it. Reed. They might not have saw it, but I saw it.
You talking about Sengun?
They're gonna like the Kings need their replacement for Harrison Barnes, and they're going to give.
They gave Harrison Barnes a contract already. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're good. I'm telling you, bro. Like, he might go to like the Magic. I'm not really worried about it. But
I'm about to say, good brother Harrison Barnes is no longer good.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying they're looking for their replacement soon.
No, I'm saying he's good. Like, in the sense, like, he locked in. Harrison Barnes just signed an extension.
Was it 2 years or was it 1 year?
It don't matter. Like, you're not gonna give Caleb Martin an extension just for like.
Right. Caleb's gonna be looking for years, like multiple years,
like 3 to 4 years, like
3 to 4 years on his next contract. I don't think Sacramento's going to be in a position to do that this summer. Just got to push the conversation along. New, want to hear your thoughts on Caleb Martin?
Should have traded him when you was able to get something back for him, because now you're going to lose him for nothing. And that's not even like a shot at Caleb, like
sure.
But like, this is the dumb, to use Harry's phrase, this is the bad asset management that they continue to have. Like, coming off of that playoffs last year, Caleb Martin should have been traded. His value was at a peak. Like, he was runner up for Eastern Conference MVP. You needed to improve your roster. You could have gotten a first round pick for Caleb last year, bro. Like, I firmly believe that like a team that like needed a guy like him would have given you a first. So you trade him not only because you need the picks, but because you're not. If he continued to play at that level, you weren't going to be able to retain him because he has no reason to opt in at the low price point that you have him at. So you didn't trade him over the summer. He came on slowly this season, so his value was lower before the trade deadline. Now you have him again. And now you're probably going to lose him for nothing, and this isn't the NFL, so you aren't going to get no comp picks. So it's just like a circle of the same. Like, guys come here, they get good, they get max value. You have the opportunity to trade them when it's clear you aren't going to be able to retain them. And instead of doing that, you hold on to them, you don't win the finals, and then they go to another team for a bag. # heat culture.
That is so fucking depressing. I just want to let you know that is just terrible. Apparently we got 316 people watching. We appreciate all you guys for watching this video. Make sure you leave us a like, comment underneath the video, not just in the live chat. Let us know whether or not you guys are fucking with the content. If you say no, we don't care. We're going to do it the same way anyway. But let us know in the comments anyway so we can kick this algorithm's ass. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to the network. If you're watching us on Twitch, make sure you follow us. I don't know which one you're supposed to do on Twitch. Do that on Twitch. If you're watching us on Twitter, get your ass on either Twitch or YouTube so that you can like and subscribe to this video. Yeah, I'm pretty much done talking about this game and or Caleb. Harry, I'll let you get in on the Caleb conversation before I start moving this on to the next game. How do you feel about Caleb's kind of like resurgence as a good player and just kind of like the prospect what New was talking about us losing him from the summer for nothing?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it do with like he wasn't healthy at the beginning of the year. He had like the knee tendinosis, so I think that was obviously bothering him. So over time, and now he's got into a rhythm, like, he kind of is looking like the guy that really helped them in the postseason last year. And I think, Coop NBA is a pretty good follow on Twitter. He was saying like, okay, Caleb's three is starting to come around again, which was a big factor in the Boston series last year. And Boston fans are terrified of Caleb Martin. Like that was a dude that really, beat them to smithereens last postseason. So again, probably should have been the Eastern Conference Final MVP. But New's right, like his value is never going to get higher. He was on a very desirable contract. You could have gotten some for him and still. I guess the thing I never understand about the Heat is there are guys waiting in the wings, so to speak. There are replacements for these guys. So, listen, we all hope Caleb Martin has an amazing postseason and helps them win a championship. But in all likelihood, they're not going to win, and he is going to leave. Like, unless they're planning on dumping Herro's contract, like they do have his bird rights, but they're not going to give him much more than the mid-level exception. They're not going to give him the whole thing, obviously. And at that point, he's going to be looking around, like you guys are saying, 3 or 4 year deals, and he's going to go elsewhere. Like Bruce Brown got the bag over the postseason. I think they're pretty similar, like contextually what they can do. And a lot of that was so that the Pacers could trade for a contract, but a team will basically do the same with Caleb Martin. Like they'll look at him and say, he's 29. Can we get 3 good years out of him if we sign him? He's a good defender. He's an athletic wing. He's the kind of guys that make money. And, your best hope would be a Max Drew situation where a team wants to pay him more than the mid-level and you can get a pick back, a sign and trade. But, like, it's just not smart the way they operate. And so, like, again, I'm not going to complain if he wins us the championship, right? Because obviously that would have been the right move. But if they don't and he walks for nothing, it's just another example. Like, cannot keep finding these guys, churning them out, making them good rotation players, and letting them walk. It's not a good way to make sure you're going to continue winning and developing these assets. And I think that's what's more frustrating. Like, as he gets better, it gets more frustrating because you're like, great, he's going to maybe have a similar postseason run, and we're not going to be able to benefit off of, what he ends up doing. So it gets a little annoying.
Yeah, that shit does stink that they continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again. Yeah, I saw that hoop too, Dale. I do want to talk a little bit about Terry Rozier because people have been like kind of mentioning him in the comments, and you can kind of look at his game from several perspectives. I mean, he did shoot the ball inefficiently. He did add 7 assists. The way that he scores is different than anybody else on the team. So that kind of adds a layer of offense to us that we didn't have prior to him. But the inefficiency is something that needs to be talked about. But on the other hand, you talk about some of the other things they contribute. Kendall, how do you make sense of Terry's game? Not only tonight, but just over the entire time that he's been.
Get out the way. Scary Terry coming through. Come on, man. I don't care. Mr. Shaboing Boing might not like it. Other folks might not like it. But a certain somebody is out of the way. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing Terry Rozier and Bam Adebayo pick and rolling multiple times throughout the game. Where when he showed up, that's what he said he looking forward to. Pick your poison. That man, if he finds his 3-pointer, and it don't got to be nothing crazy because he's not a good shooter like that. Okay, Bobo, ugly boy. Get to about 37%, 36, 37%.
You better stop dunking on my Jimmy Butler package like that. I can tell you that. That's what Bo better stop doing.
That's no. Oh, your Jimmy Butler package there, bro.
Yeah, it's over with, bro.
but yeah, I think he is he gonna be he's doing good things, bro. Like for him, the impact that he's doing getting downhill is like and he's finding his groove. He's finding his niche. He's learning Bam screens. Like I think that's something important when you trying to attack the basket as like a attack guard, like with a new big, and he's not like obviously A1, in which they should have had. He's not discount Dame. I forgot the nickname I gave Scary Terry, who he actually is, but we gonna work. You know what I'm saying? He's doing good right now. There's no guarantee he'll keep going, but I like it. I like his playmaking the most, I would probably say, because I think him playmaking has like made his ability to score like easier. It's not gonna be uberly efficient. Look at me, uberly ESPN in the chat. But yeah, it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't derail the offense. It doesn't hurt us.
I feel like that playmaking like offsets some of like the other
Yeah,
shit,
for sure, for sure.
so it
Because
makes it less noticeable.
his dunk, we see him Bam get like ever since that little players meeting, Bam has like the mid range has kind of gone away, and like they're getting him the ball like
Dunking.
ducked off, duck ins, and just drop off passes, and he's getting probably like his like 3 to 4, 5 isolations a game, hitting on like 2 of them. So yeah, and I think Terry Rozier is doing his thing out there, man. Credit to that boy, because it's getting spooky out there. Scary Terry season.
But Dan the Film Jet with the $5 don't know. He said, "Scary Terry is offensively terrifying." But no, in all seriousness, glad to see him get more comfortable in the rotation. Me too. George, what do you make of Terry Rozier in these past couple games?
He's looked better. He's definitely looked better. I don't feel like he's a liability when he shoots 17 shots a game. I really don't. Like it doesn't feel like he's taking shots away from other people. I agree with Kendall where he said his playmaking is one of his best assets right now, and it shows because it just feels it helps get Bam to get to the spots he needs to start to getting at. Bam's just gonna start making those shots. That's what will change this whole situation up. But I don't know, I think Terry's getting more comfortable. Terry's getting into a sort of rhythm as well. He just doesn't shoot the three very well. That's his big thing. It kind of rushes through the shot. I'd like to see him take a bit more of a time.
He hit a couple of timely ones tonight, though.
So that was good. Look,
George, you don't think Bam has been more efficient since somebody went away and Terry like has been orchestrating the offense? Because I do. I don't know if the numbers support it, but Bam has been like.
I think Bam's getting the ball in better spots. I think Bam's getting in better situations to score. I just don't think. I think these turnaround middies are just not helping him at the moment, which isn't helping his case in terms of efficiency.
But you're like there, but you're not like.
That's what I'm saying. It is better. You're right, 100%. I feel like he's getting. I just feel like that's not a Terry thing right now. That's more of Bam needs to do better in terms of picking his shots a little bit better. But he's getting the ball more. He's getting into a better spot.
It's not a Terry thing, but it is a Terry thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just Terry in and of itself. It's the combination, like, just call it a spade. It's the combination of Terry having more ball handling responsibilities because Tyler Herro isn't playing. Like,
I think you'll get more positive yield out of Terry sharing the ball more and get it and being a better fit for this starting unit right now, being definitely a better fit for Bam. You'll start seeing a more positive yield when Bam takes more care with the shots that he starts to take.
I don't know like if that's going to be possible when Tyler Herro comes back because the shots are going to be different and they're going to come from different places.
He's not coming back.
He is coming back. Harry, what do you make of Terry Rozier?
2 more weeks.
Yeah, I think he's looked better since he's come back from the injury. A little bit more comfortable. Obviously, I know the Denver game was terrible. He had a ton of air balls, but I think that, a guy who has a knee injury and we were expecting it to be significantly worse might take some time to get his legs underneath him. I don't want to make too many excuses for him because it wasn't a good game, but, Denver's not an easy place to play. Players have had issues there before. The entire team was kind of crappy on offense. So I'm not as worried about him. And the worse he shoots now, the better I think he'll shoot in like 1 to 2 months. The great Tony Fiorentino would say, water usually finds its level. Like, these things kind of balance out. So, the stats are not pretty if you went to go look what he's been shooting for the Heat. I don't really expect that to continue. I think it'll be better. I kind of agree with Dale that simply like his ability to get downhill is really something the Heat needed. They had absolutely no one that did that consistently. The only guy who could really do that was Jimmy, and he kind of picked and choose when he wanted to do it, and basically Duncan. Those are the only two guys this year who could really get into the paint. So, like you guys are mentioning, it's helped Bam's game a little bit. I think Terry's been pretty good down the stretch in a lot of these games. He had that nice stretch to win the Portland game. Thought he was pretty good tonight. So I think a lot of the complaints about him are simply like he's not the most efficient guy, but he's trying to figure it out with a new team with a very structured offensive system. Like, he had a lot more freedom in Charlotte. This stuff is just going to take time, and having, how the Heat have started 31 different lineups or something crazy like that. They need that consistency. So again, we like the lineup. We hope this lineup keeps rolling out because they've been winning and it seems to be working. So let Terry figure it out. If he's going to shoot, if he's going to have a bad game and they're going to win, I don't see a real issue with it. And I think he'll be looking better in a couple months. I'm not too worried about him, honestly, because of all the other factors that go along with the contract. I'm just glad that Kyle's gone, and I hope he tortures the Sixers. So that's where I'm at.
So I do kind of agree that Terry's going to find, like, I think we're at the beginning stages of Terry finding this rhythm that you're talking about, like where he's just kind of in a better shooting rhythm. I don't know if that means that Terry is going to be an efficient shooter of the ball. I think it's still going to end up with games like this, but they're going to be a little bit better. You shake your head. Why is that?
He's never been an efficient scorer in his career.
I'm not saying I didn't say he was going to be efficient, bro.
So he's not going. It's just going. It's not gonna. It's just going to be more points. It's going to be more shots and more points.
Yeah.
Is 45 inefficient? Because I don't think it's inefficient.
Yeah,
45% shooting.
Yeah, not for him.
No, it's not inefficient for a guard.
Bro, right. Yes, it is, bro. Who shot like who's not a huge 3-point chucker? Like,
you do realize that people shooting 50% is an anomaly. It's not the norm.
No, it's not like he's taking 7 threes a game. If he was a guard who had a big half of his 40. If you tell me, and I hate to bring,
we got breaking news. Hold on, we got breaking news. Justin, I need you to find the tweet from Jay Rich. Update: Jay Rich will have surgery on his shoulder, is out for the season. Hope the medical bill will cover the insurance. If it needs to be covered, then he needs to call my man James Pugh and the people over at Simple Health Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, insurance does not need to be complicated. Make sure you email I got James Pugh. Give him a call today. 321-345-7738. 321-345-7738.
345-7738. Don't complicate insurance, it can't wait. Do you need it? Yes, you do. So call James Pugh at Simple Health Advisors. He is not a liar, so pick up the phone and call Simple Health Advisors.
Hey, bro, just because of that little jig, I don't even remember the man's phone number, not finding it. So you have to see it. Yes, indeed. Make sure you call my man James Pugh. Hit him up. Tell him that the basement sent you. Email him at James Pugh or at JPugh, which is JPOUGH at simplehealthadvisors.com, or give him a call at 321-345-7738. Now, our other sponsor, I don't know a bitch ass thing about his phone number or his email. I think it's JamieandT or whatever. But guess what? We got a video for that shit too. So yeah, shout out to the folks over at Aim High Hit Higher Enterprises. They are a full service kind of like party company, primarily focusing on DJing. But yeah, you can email them at jamient@aimhighhithigher.com. The phone number is a text message, whatever. But there's Tim Reynolds' tweet. Josh Richardson will have shoulder surgery tomorrow and expected to miss the rest of the season. Quick, rapid thoughts before we kind of move on to the next game. Want to hear your thoughts. We'll start with you, Newt. Like, what does this news mean to you? What does it mean for the team in your eyes?
Nothing, and I don't care. This nigga Zeke Naji looked like Samuel L. Jackson in that movie with Bruce Willis. What was it called? Unbreakable? That's what that boy.
You said the nigga look like Mr. Glass?
I've been wanting to get this off my chest for so long, but y'all was talking about real basketball, and I didn't want to do that accomplishment. I hate looking at this dude, bro. He looked like Mr. When he come back on the screen, tell me if I'm tripping or like if I'm bugging out. Jay Rich is unfortunate for him, but we got Patty Mills for that.
Relax, brother. Dale made it perfectly clear that Patty Mills is the replacement for another injured guard on this roster. We had already signed DeLon Wright to take over the Jay Rich minutes. I'm wondering if that is going to impact the playoff rotation at all, because Jay Rich was one of the people that we anticipated kind of like as a breaking case of emergency, just in case Jaime's not having a good series. You don't want to put DeLon in there to be able to shoot that three. So maybe Patty Mills does. Maybe.
Excellent production, my brother. Excellent production.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yo, he looks ridiculous, bro.
George, let's come to you, bro. Tell me what your initial thoughts on this Josh Richardson news.
You muted. But anyways, just stay muted because you definitely asked me what I thought, and then we got to there, and I think you just forgot.
We just got sidetracked. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool. You and your Marcus Smart era, so it's understandable. But
Harry gonna be there in another hour and 6 minutes.
Come on now, Harrison.
Come on now, Harrison.
No, that's crazy. But yeah, it sucks that Jay Rich gonna be out because Jay Rich was gonna do some shit to the Boston Celtics. He used to play for them. Jay Rich was about to do some. They was about to be like, he didn't do that for us type beat. But and he good for the vibes. But it is what it is. But honestly, my main thought is should have been Julius Randle, not Jay Rich.
I agree. 100%.
That white woman Ricky laying next to about to wake him up and tell him what you said.
She about to yank the fucking curls out that nigga head. Boy.
While feeding him beignets or something like that. She French. She French.
That nigga definitely got a crepe next to his bed.
And a mime in the
Dusty
living room.
as hell, too.
George, want to know your initial thoughts on the Jay Rich news?
No, you don't. You don't want to. You don't care.
I don't. I really don't.
You don't give a shit.
Harrison, let me hear your thoughts on it. No, be quiet now. Harrison, let me hear your thoughts. Your initial thoughts on this Jay Rich shit.
Well, I don't know how to follow all that up. I don't feel amazing about turning 36, and then you reminded me of my Marcus Smart years, so I'm in hell. But anyway, it's unfortunate news for Josh Richardson, but I think there's an argument that if they're going to play him, DeLon can do exactly what Jay Rich can do. He's a better defender. I know Jay Rich was starting to shoot the three ball pretty well before I got hurt, but it'll be fine. I think that kind of explains the Patty Mills signing. If I was really cutthroat, and the Heat are spending anyway because in the tax, like I'm cutting Jay Rich. I'm cutting Jay Rich, and I'm getting a different body in there.
Another big, bro, for sure.
Let him practice with the team if he wants, which just means him watching. He can't shoot after shoulder surgery. He can give him a ticket to every game. He can travel with the team if he wants. And he had a player option next year. I doubt he was going to take it. Even if he opted out, he could get more money next year with the cap going up, even as a minimum. So it's like, I just wouldn't understand. So at that point, why are they going to carry a guy that can't play on the roster? And so I just think, again, it was my reason why I had no idea why they were keeping Drew Smith for 2.5 months, other than not wanting to spend money on a replacement. So now that you're here and unfortunately Jay Rich is gone, wish him the best of luck. He can get a ring if you end up winning it all, but get someone in there who's healthy. I don't understand just keeping him for the sake of keeping him. It makes no sense in terms of if you want to win. It's in my opinion.
You don't understand that the Heat front office could make a bad front office decision?
No, of course. That's all they do.
You think that?
I'm saying
it's a regular occurrence by now, bro. It's playing to happen.
George, be grateful. The Heat won you a championship in 2013. They just did it, bro. Just relax, bro. It's only been 11 years.
Fuck you.
Let's talk about this next game that Miami has. I don't know what the fuck they're playing. Let me look at the schedule. Dallas?
The Cowboys. I mean, the Mavericks.
If they play the Cowboys, then they're going to win, even if it is at football. But the Mavs, I have some reservations about. George, the boy feeling good?
The last time the Miami Heat versus the Dallas Mavericks, it was last year. I forgot what the day was. But we had Jimmy Butler score 35 points on 16 shots. Okay. We had Max Strus have 18 points on 11 shots. We had Tyler Herro. Sorry?
I said that was the Cody Zeller game, brother.
You've already ruined the whole bit, the whole point of this. Half people didn't know that Cody Zeller was on the team by then. Like, fuck. Okay, I'm going to say that Herro had 15 on 16 shots, and then Cody Zeller had 20 and 8 on 13 shots. Those were good times. Those were great times. Cody Zeller was an amazing NBA player when he was drafted by the Charlotte Hornets.
He was garbage then too, bro.
He had a good rookie season.
He
one good season.
He was.
Curry cooked last time, and we still won.
They didn't have Daniel Gafford last time, so that makes a difference.
Ben cooked him against Washington already.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing with Luka Doncic. Harry, the boy feeling good?
Never. The boy's never feeling good. I'm about to be very old.
You're asking reflux acting up.
And in terms of, and I didn't hear what you said, but in terms of the game, I don't think they're going to win either. So just not feeling good in general.
Hey, motherfuck y'all! Talk about you about to be very old. I've been this age for almost 2 months now, Harry. Like, you're not gonna make me feel like a fucking fossil up here. New, the girl feeling good?
Absolutely not. Uncle Drew is about to have 40 on these niggas. White James Harden has a triple-double already. Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively have combined for 30 rebounds. PJ Washington, he gonna cook too. So yeah, no, the girl's not feeling good.
They got the better Charlotte players. What you saying over there? Oh,
that first round pick that they gave up look a lot better than the one we did. Quiet as kept.
You know, that's gonna be a topic of conversation one, like probably in the off season, like because I want to rate that move on a scale of 1 to 10, like after everything's all said and done, like how people feel about that. Kendall, the boy feeling good?
Am I muted?
No.
Yeah, the boy is feeling amazing, bro. And let me tell you why. Like, I'm not finna fucking hold y'all. Well, shout out to Harry, man. That boy in his Ethan Thomas year, his Jerome Bettis. He is in his Shaq on the Celtics year. He in his Dario Saric year. I mean, hey, shout out to him. He in his rookie Kevon Looney year, like when that nigga used to wear 36. I mean, bro, he no lie, Harry is in his Omer Caspi for the Cleveland Cavaliers year. He deserves it. He deserves it. More life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how could you not be happy for a man who's about to turn 36? You know what I'm saying?
Dale, Shaq in his Celtics year makes me feel like I got to go pick out a burial plot or something.
I mean, brother, you do what you feel is necessary. But let me try something like, hey, at the end of the day, you and your Philadelphia J.E. year won the Super Bowl.
They found out how slow he was on that breakaway and he got ran down.
Nah, Shane. But when it comes to the Mavericks, the boys feeling amazing because I'm not sure if people are aware, but the Dallas Mavericks have Luka Doncic,
Correct.
who's a great player. He's white James Harden, so therefore I hate him. I hate him. He's a loser. They give up buckets like no tomorrow. They gave up 136. Yes, they can score the basketball. But let Luka dance. We're gonna let Luka do whatever he wants. If he wants to go for 70, let him. They won't win the basketball game. Kobe told us, and if you knew ball, you didn't even need Kobe to tell you. Your eyes would tell you it's not a winning formula for basketball. Could it win him a game? Yes, but not against the grit and grind Miami Heat. Are you crazy? You crazy?
The new age Memphis Grizzlies is about to.
These guys,
That shit out. Fuck is you talking about?
they bring their lunch pail. They bring
Hey,
their
hard hats. Fuck is you talking about? You hear me?
It's a construction site when you see Miami. He's going to get a technical foul by 3:27 in the third quarter.
Bro, listen to me. Listen to me, bro. Like, I'm up because my starting lineup is thriving. Okay? And when I put this starting lineup out there, I believe it gives Miami Heat the best chance to win against any team in the NBA not named the Denver Nuggets. And I agree with Kendall. They play absolutely no defense. And so our offense is going to cook. Duncan Robinson is going for 35 points. It don't matter who guarding him, but like he's going for 35. Jimmy Butler doesn't have as many mismatches to hunt on that roster, so I'm not anticipating like a great game from him.
Yeah, he do.
Like, I think like people like PJ Washington can guard Jimmy Butler, bro.
He can't, bro.
Listen, though, like I'm having like a crisis in terms of Jimmy Butler as an offensive player because I keep seeing teams put big men on him and like slow him down.
Yeah, but they gotta be like big and like athletic and smart, bro. Like,
do they though?
Yeah,
they just gotta be big to meet him at the rim, bro.
Once Jimmy get the pump faking and shit, bro, like them young niggas get too antsy, bro. Like if Jimmy, like if I was guarding Jimmy, I would literally just go like this. If you finish over the top of me, bro, whatever. Like, pause. But yeah,
I was gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let that. But yeah, like I feel like Miami has as good a chance as any to win this game, bro. I just feel like right now this team is on a heater, and I think they're gonna just kind of continue that momentum in the next game. But whether they do it, whether they don't, it won't matter. We'll be here because the game is at a reasonable hour. So thank you guys in the comments as always. Okay, let me rephrase that. We may not be here. I'll be here for sure. Like I'll be here. And whoever else shows up to work, I'll be eternally grateful. Perfectly, I would be eternally grateful if some other people showed up to work. Justin?
All right, you talking too much, bro. In the show.